guys, welcome back to the 309 Streetcars channel. A little bit of a entertaining video for you. Watch as guys who don't know anything about paint and body do paint and body. Check it out. That's what he keeps saying.
No, stop that.
I don't do body work. Okay. Need to get me one of them camera gimbals, see, so I don't have the shakes.
Didn't Jay got one of those? Yeah.
Jay does, yeah.
Yeah, listen to that.
They're singing. They're whistling as the stuff goes over.
Oh, that's going to be the whistle sound as you go down the track, isn't it?
All right, it will.
He'll never hear it over the whistle of the turbo.
Yeah. I don't know, when that thing hits about 270 at the big end.
You heard the delay of that sinking in, right?
That was a delay. Kind of like your release of the trans brake at the
Yes. Yes. 0.345 is exactly what that takes.
I'm laughing, I'm shaking the camera. That's pretty funny.
And they're almost gone.
Sanding out fish eyes.
Did you get that? Did you 600 that spot real good over there, Mike?
Which spot?
Where I sanded these pits.
Yeah. Well, you said you 600 it too.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you 600 that thing.
Yeah, I think they did. I got a little more 600. I got to do on this curve up here.
Yeah, I got all kinds over here. I'm just finally getting warmed up. It's time to take the coat off.
Sounds like a real body guy.
No, that's why I'm warming up. I'm not a body guy. I'm not used to doing that.
You got to get his shoulder warm with the coat on first.
Real body guy would have walked in with like an energy drink and a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Our old body guy at work, man, he'd stand over the paint, like a Pall Mall hanging out of his mouth.
Yep.
There was
No respirator.
nothing.
Spraying Imran.
Dude, he would get done painting and light a cigarette.
Yeah,
While
oh yeah.
the clouds still were
Yeah,
moving.
exactly.
Wow. That's body work from the fucking 60s.
Pretty much.
Are you done with the 600, dude?
Yeah, it's back in the bucket.
Okay, we'll wrap this up and get ready to spray. And we are on YouTube live from inside Mikey and Sons Auto Body's new paint booth in the fine town of not telling you where. Look at that paint booth. Look at these pro painters, prima donna painters.
Who's the pro?
They're all one and the same.
This side worked out okay.
Got to do the other side.
What happened on the other side?
It's pulling the plastic up quite a bit.
Probably because it was crushed, right?
Newly installed LED lights in the paint booth. Pretty fancy stuff. Pretty fancy stuff. The overhead door that's clean as a whistle.
I am. In the paint booth. Like he is painting.
Dwayne's singing one of his show tunes he usually sings
Yeah.
in the paint booth. All right, and we're entering the paint booth. Dylan is prepping that with Prep Solve because that's the proper way to do it. Perfect. Except for that dent over on the far cowl. Oh well.
Call that good. Being blue. Looking good. Covering nice.
Yeah, it is.
And all that painstakingly difficult body work I did in that engine bay is showing right now.
All right, guys, we're back. 309 Street Cars. We are working on the Superbird today. So last time, I think we were putting some primer on, and then we were doing an engine bay. That's all covered up, taped up, zipped up, and hopefully we don't get any primer overspray. We're gonna do a little epoxy today, and then we're gonna do a little 2K primer over the epoxy. We're gonna seal up a bunch of that bodywork and metal and put some 2K on it so it's nice and easy to sand, and then we'll work any imperfections from there. So let me turn this camera around and we'll get this ball rolling. Okay, here we are. It's on the lift. We've got all of the openings taped up. We've got the roof. I don't know if you tuned in last time, but if you notice, the roof is actually done in black and it is all covered up with a nice thick blanket. We won't be spraying up in that area, but this blanket will keep all the overspray off. Kind of coming down, we've done the same thing to the finished engine bay. It's taped off with plastic and sealed up and all that good stuff. But on top of that, we wrapped it up with a blanket to keep all the overspray off and keep any overspray from blowing. Up underneath is another blanket and some more plastic. So we're in good shape there. We're gonna kind of do the door jambs, rockers, rear quarters, get around to the rear quarters. We're gonna seal all that up in epoxy and then cover that in 2K. So you can see we've done a lot of body work, straightening some of the panels, getting some of the imperfections out, finishing up that area around the rear window. Still a little more work to do up there, I'm sure, and then probably some detail work to do here, there, and everywhere else on this car because it is a massive, massive car with lots of sheet metal on it. So, but for the most part, we are taped up and ready to go. It's on the hoist, so we can raise it and lower it as we needed. And we're gonna need to do that since we've got to get underneath the rockers. You can see all of that's taped off and everything else. So we'll get to spraying and we'll give you another update. All right, guys. Well, we didn't show you the actual footage of us spraying this thing, but here you go. It is done. You can see the nice blue engine bay and everything. You can see that we shot this thing in epoxy. We used an actual gray epoxy from Eastwood, and then we covered that with a nice 2K primer. And that's what you see here is the 2K. We didn't show you all the actual footage of that, but you can see we've covered everything up in primer and it's ready to sand. And having that thing in 2K over the epoxy should make this thing a lot easier to sand and do any follow-up body work. So next is to get the K-member back, and that's going to be powder coated. So then we can get the front suspension under this thing, and then we can get it back on 4 wheels to where we can roll it out, clean the shop, and maybe put this thing over in the other bay and work on something else. So we've got to put the green car on the lift and get ready for 6 summer. All right, guys, that's kind of the wrap up for that video. You can see the cars down on the ground, and I'll flip this camera around. We'll do a quick little walk around and we'll wrap it up. All right, guys. Well, there's the shiny blue engine bay. And you can see we've got the freshly powder coated K-member in there. The suspension's under it. Mid plate's in it. Got some simulated struts holding the front end up, but this is pretty much ride height. And it is low, as you can see, barely fits on the hoist. So there is still a ton of work to do to this car, but the, excuse me, the top is painted black and ready for a vinyl top over it. We'll have to scuff that. We've got the 2K on there, and that has yet to be sanded, and there's a lot of final body work to do. Started doing a little bit of that around the trunk opening. And then I think the plan right here is to finish out this trunk opening and get that in paint and clear, basically jam it out, and then we can put the trunk seal on so that the lid sits flush and flat and correct. Then we can mount the deck lid right there. We'll paint the underside of that, and then once that's done, we can mount that to the hinges, and we'll have that installed, set, and ready to go. That way we don't destroy half of the back of the car trying to mount and align that trunk lid. I can just imagine we would chip quite a bit of paint and have to go back and fix a lot of things, and we really don't want to do that. So we're going to take a different approach as we wrap up the rest of the paint on this car. Doors are in the other room, still need to be done. So lots of work there. And then of course, all of the mechanical work that we've been doing all along on this project. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Appreciate you coming back. Like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.